Hi guys, today we are going to go through the PowerPoint Chapter 2 Guided Project. So I'm going to go over here to the Chapter 2 PowerPoint. I'm going to select the Guided Project. There is only a start file this time, so I'm going to click on the start file, let it download. Once it opens up, I'm going to save this to wherever I've saved my other files. So I'm going to do a file, save as. And I'm going to save mine to my SS folder. And then, so I have just done steps 1 and 2 in the directions. When I look through this, I can see currently I have 4 slides in the slide sorter here. So I'm on slide 1. So step number 3 says display slide 2. And then it says select the bulleted text. So I'm going to kind of highlight everything here, select it, and then it says convert this to the Smart Art. So in my Home tab and in my paragraph group, there's this button that says convert to Smart Art. When I've clicked on this, I want to select more Smart Art graphics, which is at the bottom. Once I'm in this window, I kind of have my different categories on the side here. I am going to choose relationship, and then I'm going to choose counterbalance arrows, which is arrows with this diagonal line through it with minus signs. And I'm going to click OK. Step D says with this selected, so just make sure you're clicked on the outline of this graphic. 2 new tabs pop up, Smart Art Tools Design and Format. Make sure that you guys are in the Design tab, which I am, and then choose the cartoon style from the 3D group. So from the Smart Art styles here, I'm going to pull this down, and I'm just going to mouse over until I find the cartoon, which is here. And I'm going to click on it. Step E says select the down arrow shape. So I'm clicked on it now to select it. And then click the shape fill drop down. So in the Design tab, in the Format tab, choose the shape fill here, and I want you to choose gradient, which is here. And there are some light variations and dark variations. Go to dark variations, and I believe it is going to be the linear down, so not the linear diagonal, linear down, which is the second one over. Step G says select the up arrow and go through and repeat those same steps, shape fill, gradient, but from the dark variations, choose linear up. And I'm going to keep mousing over until I find it. There's my linear up, and I click on that one. Step 4 says insert a new slide after slide 2. So I'm on slide 2. I'm going to go to my Home tab, and I'm going to choose my new slide button. It asks me what kind of slide do I want. I want to choose title and content. Now once I have this done, I'm going to create a pie chart. So this moved to slide 3, which is now a blank slide. And in the title part of the slide, I want to type in employee salary satisfaction. And then step B says click to the insert chart icon. So on a slide, when you've got content in it, you've got 6 buttons. The chart is this little column chart thing right here. And if I click on this, it will allow me to insert any kind of chart that I want. Well, I'm going to click on pie chart. And then there's only one choice for pie chart, but I'm going to go up here, and instead of just a regular pie chart, I'm going to choose a 3D pie chart. Again, there's still only just one choice, and I'm going to click OK. Now once this opens, you are going to replace what's in the spreadsheet here with what it says on page 2 of your directions, top right picture. So instead of sales, so I'm going to click on sales, it says satisfaction. Now, as soon as I press enter, I'll see that the sales is now going to change to satisfaction. So it's kind of real-time updating. Instead of first quarter, very satisfied. Then I'm going to press my down arrow to move down. I can see that that changed in my legend here. Instead of second quarter, somewhat satisfied. Undecided. Somewhat unsatisfied. And then the last one, very Now, I want to make sure all of these are purple, and automatically they are, so I just got another pie piece in my chart. So, under the values, for satisfaction, you actually need satisfaction, space, and then a percent sign, which is shift 5. And then I move down 15, 37, 18, 22, and 8. The pie pieces automatically update. Now it says once you're done, I'm going to close the spreadsheet, so I'm just going to go up here and hit the X. Step 6 says drag the chart title satisfaction percent to the top left. So I'm just going to click on it, and I'm going to move my mouse over one of the borders so I get a 4-sided arrow. I'm going to drag over to the top left. Now in my Home tab, with this still selected, I'm going to change the size of my font to 24 point. Step B says click the Chart Elements button on the right side of the slide and select Legend. So on the right side of the slide, this plus sign is my chart elements. Currently, I have the legend turned on. I see a check mark here and the chart title turned on, but I don't have data labels. Well, I'm just going to mouse over legend right now, and then I'm going to click on this little arrow, and I'm going to change the legend. Right now it's at the bottom of the chart. I want you to change it to the right. Next, I am going to click on the legend, and I can close this plus sign down. And with it clicked on, I want to change the font size. Currently it's at 12 in my Home tab. I want you to change it to 20. And then I'm going to drag it to the bottom of my chart. So 4-sided arrow over one of the borders and just kind of drag it down. Step D says click your chart elements button again. So chart elements, the plus sign. And then it tells me that I want to select data labels. So put a check mark by it. And then click on the arrow by data labels. Now what you should notice is the values automatically went on the pie pieces. But I want you to change it to inside end. So it kind of moves the values to inside the pie chart, but right at the end. Step E says click the chart elements list box arrow. So once I'm in my chart tool, go to close down the chart elements here and go to your Format tab. Once you are in your Format tab, hold on. Chart Tools Format tab. And you are going to choose Series. So once you select the Chart Tools format, pull this arrow down. Right now you're selected on the legend. You want to change what you're selected on to the series satisfaction percent. So that's going to select the whole, I shouldn't say the whole chart. It just selects your it does select your whole chart. I can see bubbles around the whole chart. And it says increase your font size to 24 point. So I'm going to go back to my Home tab. Maybe I'm not. I'm going to go back to my Home tab, Font Group. Oh, the data labels. So instead of the data labels here, and then the Home tab, 24. And then we want to make them bold, so click bold. Step 7. It tells me that I want to display slide 4. So I'm going to move down to slide 4 and select the table. So I'm going to click in the table, and I'm going to select everything in the table, and I'm going to increase the font size of everything in the table to 20. Step B says select your header row and bandit row. So in your Table Tool Design tab, you've got your check marks, header row, check mark, bandit row, check mark. And then you want to apply a Theme Style 1 Accent 2. So under your styles, Theme Style 1 Accent 2, which is this brown color, and increase your table size to 4 inches in height. So go to your Table Tools Layout, and under Height, change the 3.03 to 4 and press Enter. Click the Center Vertically button, which is in your Alignment group. So in my Alignment group, here is my Center Vertically is right here. And then it tells me that I want to select columns 2 through 5. So I'm going to just kind of click and drag just these columns. And it tells me that I want to align them to the right. So Align Right is right here in your Layout tab, and all of your font goes to the right side. Step 8 says after slide 4, insert a new slide. So I'm going to go to my Home tab, New Slide, Title and Content. Gives me a blank slide. I want to type in the title, salary change, comma, select it, jobs. And then you're going to insert another chart, and you want to choose the column chart, but you want to choose the clustered column chart, which is going to be this first option right here. And then click OK. Step D says replace the spreadsheet data with what it says on the top of page 3. So instead of Series 1, I've got 2016. Instead of Series 2, 2017. And then Category 1 is Project Manager. And the amount is 107, 331, and then 2017 110, 550, and then move down for Category 2, Applications Developer, and for the amount 91 989, and then 94 750. For Category 3, it should be Security Analyst, and the amount 84 267, and then 89 950. Network Specialist 64 920, and then 67,000. We're going to move down to row 6, Technical Support 56 590, 57 288. And then last is going to be Help Desk 44,000 365, and then 46,000 950. So these are the salaries that these jobs make. Now if you notice, I don't need column D here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of highlight it and delete everything in the column. And then what I need to do is I need to move this colored area over. So anything that has like this red or blue color, I'm just going to click and drag and try to move it over. So I have to go over to one of my handles here and I move it over. Then it's no longer included in the chart. Step 10. Once we get this done, let's close the spreadsheet. Step 10 says delete the chart title placeholder. So right here where it says chart title, just click on it and then click on the border and press your delete key to get rid of it. Step B says click the chart elements button on the right side. And we are going to choose legend, which we already have on. And then we're going to click the little arrow button and then more options. Once you click more options, you are going to click the Legends options, which is right up here, and select the top right, which is this bubble, and deselect Show the Legend without overlapping the chart, so it can overlap the chart. So now we've got the lines overlapping it. Step D says close this pane that opened up, so I'm just going to hit the X. E says select the legend and click the shape fill button. So I'm already clicked on the legend. If you want to click again, you can, but you should have little bubble handles around it. So I'm going to go to this shape fill, which is the Chart Tools Format tab. Here's my shape fill pull down, and I want to change it to brown accent 2 darker 50%. So brown accent 2, then I move down to darker 50%. Maybe. Last one in the row. Step G says select the legend and increase the font size to 18. So going back to my home tab, here's my font size and then 18. Step H, select the horizontal category access. So this is going to be all of these names of the jobs. So I'm going to click on it and I can see that it's going to select everything, and I've got a box around from project manager all the way through help desk. I am going to change the font size here to 20 as well, so all of the jobs should have gotten bigger. Step 11 says on slide 6 you are going to select the picture and you are going to apply a moderate frame black. So go to your picture tools format. You're going to find the one with the black frame, moderate frame black, and you're going to apply that. Step 12 says you are going to insert word art. So step A says you are going to go to your insert tab and choose your word art button. Here's my word art button, and I am going to choose fill white text 1 outline. Hard shadow accent 1. Oh, that's accent 2. Hard shadow accent 1. So it's going to be this one for me. Once you've got that, a text art or a word art box pops up. Just type right over this, and I clicked off of it, so I'm going to double click back on it. Employees are valuable. And then to move this text above the picture. So I'm going to grab it and move it right above the picture. Step C says with the word art still selected, which mine still has handles around it, you are going to go to your Drawing Tools Format tab and choose Shadow for the word art styles. I'm sorry, the text effects, which is right here. You're going to pick shadow and then offset bottom right. So mine is offset diagonal bottom right. It's the same thing, and it puts a shadow behind it. Step D says click the text outline button and select black background 2. So here's text outline. Here is black background 2. So you're just changing the color of the outline. Then it says click anywhere off on the slide off of the word art. Step 13, we are going to insert text boxes. So step A says on your insert tab, let's click your text box button and click below the picture. And I'm just going to kind of click and drag to make a text box. Don't worry about how big it is right now. And I want you to type in $75, comma, 270. Now, if your text box is too big or small, grab the handles and resize it so it's just kind of big enough to fit the numbers. Once you do that, you're going to increase your font size to 20. If you have to resize your text box now because it doesn't fit all on one line, do that and turn bold on. Once you have that, put this amount right below the guy with the suit. And change the font color to a black background 2. So pull this down. Here's my black background 2. Now click on the outline of your text box and then press Control D to duplicate it. You get a second text box. Move it under the lady with the suit. Kind of put it around the same level. Highlight the numbers and type in 64, 644. Again, click on the outside of the text box, Control D to duplicate, and then you are going to change the amount to 55, 340. Position it under the lady. Control D one more time and position this below this guy. And you are going to type in the amount of 49,982. Now you are going to select all of the boxes. So let's hold your shift key down and just select each of these boxes so you've got all of them selected at the same time. Go to your Arrange button, which is in your Drawing Tools Format tab, and you want to choose Align Bottom. So Align Bottom. And that puts them all right about the same level. Step 14, we want to apply a transition. So I'm going to click off of those numbers right now. Step 14 says to go to my Transitions tab, and I want to choose Blinds. So I'm going to pull my choices down, and I'm going to find Blinds, which is here. And then it tells me that I want to hit Apply to All, which is here. It applies that transition to all of the slides. Go to your slide 6. Now you should see the star by all of your slides. That means you've got that transition on. Select on slide 6. You want to change it from blinds to zoom. So find the zoom transition, and then you've got zoom on this one, blinds on the rest. So Control S to save it, and then upload this to SimNet.